DGM Insights, the oldest wisdom about politics today.
Point one, be careful what you wish for. It's an Aesop's fable from 260 BCE, and it means that what you wish for might be negative, might be positive. The outcome is unassured. There might be unintended consequences for what you're wishing for, so be careful what you wish for. I think that's great. So I'll apply it to the election in a second, but you might want to think about that. They believe they're right. They believe all these things of reality, their reality is happening. Whether it is or not, we'll soon see. They believe Trump would become a better president. We're about to find out, but they're all, that's the next section, but they're all happy with themselves. So good news. I'm glad for them. And you should be glad for them too, but be careful what you wish for. It might come true. So I said a while ago that there was going to be a strong reaction to certain things, and somebody came back to me and said, wow, you're right. And when I was I learned it like when I was 5, but in junior high school, I think they teach, there's a couple of scientific concepts. One is, and it's turned out to be really true, I'll show you in a minute, is that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Now that's something you learn when you're like 13 or something. But I learned it earlier because I was a nerd. But so that idea always kind of like stuck with me. You push hard on a car and it's supposed to move away. That's the same action reaction. The same is true in culture. And it's sad to say there's been like battles back and forth between basically conservatives and liberals. And we had a liberal push, during Obama. And then we had a conservative push during Trump. And then we had a liberal push during Biden. And now we're going to have another conservative push during Trump. Now what's supposed to safeguard us from this pattern overtaking the country is the Constitution and the laws. And, they've had, the Republicans and the Democrats have both had trifectas, which means they both had times in which they had all parties of the government. And there are boycotts, and there are many, many things people can do if they disagree with their policies. Don't tell your congressman, I'm making sure nobody votes for you if you side with this issue. Abortion should have been one of those issues that failed. It failed in a lot of areas, but it should have been one of those where the Republicans should say, maybe we shouldn't side with religious people. Maybe they should have a fair say in the government, but maybe it shouldn't be the majority say. Maybe we should look towards people's things that they can, for 50 years they considered it right. Anyway, not to get on that subject. So there are actions and reactions, and that needs to be really thought about. You're really not going to make much change in a government unless you can get the majority to just say, hey, we need to settle down and start solving the problems in this country. There's so many of them that need to be solved, and we need to not battle back and forth. I see people who want to say that, but they do say it, but they also want to defend what they consider their rights, and that's an important factor. But don't be surprised by that. The economy has the same thing, has an action reaction, has an up and a down, and it has a recession and a profitability. And so you can find many things in your life. You can, I have a relative where I said something and they thought I was not attacking, but they thought I was criticizing them, and then they criticized me badly back, and it's like, oh my God, it's an action reaction. Fine, I understand that reaction, and I didn't pursue it. But it's something you should think about. What reaction is going to happen to your action before, and what can you do to change it? 50 years ago, they were certain grandparents were unhappy with the decision, and these grandkids are pursuing changing the laws of abortion. And in many states, it's not going to change. It's going to be you have the right to do it. Then they try to attack the people leaving by breaking more laws, like the HIPAA laws and some others. They wanted personal health information, which is a very constitutionally based law. So it's like, okay, just think about it, action, reaction. I love this one. This one's great. Its proof is in the pudding, and the proof is in the eating. It was 1605. William Camden said this. And it's like proof is in the pudding is the expression that goes around today. It means all the proof of a pudding is in the eating. That's another version of it. This is true that the quality of anything is in the outcome. It's not in the boasts, the sales pitches, the crazy statements. So proof is like in the pudding. I can't tell you how many times I've found this one true in my life, yeah, with others and possibly myself, but with others especially. It's pride come before a fall. Pride before the fall is a scriptural, actually. It's a proverb. It's 18, Proverbs 16:18. So it's pride before the fall means that there's a wisdom in modesty. There's a wisdom in not putting your stock in so much in one thing or another. It's a Greek idea too, in the hubris, sorry. And it's a very important point in our election status today, in our elections and stuff, is it's pride before the fall. And so you think about that one. The best term comes pride before the fall. Pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before fall. And so it's sort of, okay, we'll see what happens. Thank you.